Aloha, welcome back to Yama Studios. My name is Hannah Maruyama. I am a scalp micropigmentation practitioner at Yama Studios, which is a paramedical tattoo clinic on Oahu in Honolulu, Hawaii. Today, I am going to answer one of the most frequently asked questions about scalp micropigmentation, and that is, can you tattoo realistic hair? Ooh, yes, you can. When we're talking about hair, I think this is really important to distinguish. So you can tattoo realistic hair follicles. You cannot tattoo realistic hair. So I do have folks that come in and ask if I could tattoo their hair to match a longer hairstyle. I really only get this question when someone has a little bit longer hair, and usually they have their hair growth here and they're thinning here, and they just want me to tattoo the top of their head to match the sides. However, that is not an achievable result. That's basically the only thing that scalp micropigmentation can't do. It's basically a top-down rule. And what I mean by that is the top of your head needs to have more hair than the sides if you want to maintain a longer hairstyle. And this is really only true for men in a certain thinning category. For everybody else, scalp micropigmentation is really, really flexible. But the one thing that scalp micropigmentation cannot do is recreate longer looking hair on top. What it would look like is that you had stubble on the top of your head, very realistic, but it would be strange if someone were to shave only this part of their head and leave the sides long. That would look strange in the regular haircut, so it looks strange in scalp micropigmentation as well. So you can tattoo realistic hair follicles, but you can't tattoo realistic hair. One way that people have been trying to do this is with scalp microblading. This is something you should avoid at all costs. You will have to get it removed, it will look bad, and you will be unhappy with it. There is not a single person who has had scalp microblading done that is happy with it for more than a week. It fundamentally does not work as a technique, and if the application method for it's not correct, it's never going to look right. And if it doesn't look real, it's going to look bad. That's the reason that scalp micropigmentation is so valuable, because scalp micropigmentation looks real. It is very hard to distinguish a scalp micropigmentation hair follicle from a real hair follicle, and that's why it looks so good. But if you try to tattoo a little bit longer lines, if you try to do anything that's not a dot, it's not going to look realistic. So the answer to this question is yes, you can tattoo realistic hair follicles, but no, you cannot tattoo realistic hair. And the reason is because hair is 3D. Follicles are not, and that's why you're able to replicate hair follicles for someone who's willing to shave their head, or you're able to use follicles as a density treatment to increase the thickness and the relative darkness of someone's hair. You can use it to reduce the contrast between their scalp and their hair if it's thinning all over, which is called diffuse thinning, or you can use it to rebuild their hairline, but you cannot use it to recreate the look of hair. It cannot be used to recreate lines to make it look like you have hair on top of your head when you don't. You can use it to make it look like you have hair follicles, or with longer hair, you can use it to make that area look thicker, and so to disguise any thinning with long hair. But it cannot be used to tattoo hair. Nobody can tattoo hair on your head. They can tattoo hair follicles. This is a really important distinction, and I think whether or not this sounds like a good fit for you is going to determine whether or not you're happy with the result as well. So scalp micropigmentation can be used on anyone, but for people with thinning in certain areas, it works best when it's used top down, as I mentioned. So if you have hair on top, it's really easy to do a fade on the sides. If you have long hair and spots of thinning, it's really easy to disguise that. If you have hair on the sides and thinning on top, you do need to consider an alternate style in order to optimize the realism of scalp micropigmentation. So I hope this answered your question about whether or not you can tattoo realistic hair on top of your head. The answer is yes and no, as I mentioned. Yes in specific parameters, and then no, you cannot tattoo hair, but you can tattoo hair follicles. So thank you so much for spending this time with me watching this video. I really hope you got a lot of value out of it. If you have questions, comments, thoughts, ideas, go ahead and drop those in the comments below. If you want to get in contact with me because you're on Oahu or you live in Hawaii and you're interested in having a consultation with me to see how we can come up with a plan for a realistic hair loss solution for you, then please feel free to get in contact with me. Shoot me a DM on Instagram, send me a Facebook message. You can email me at my website below, which is yamastudios.co. And then also, if you like this video, just go ahead and hit that thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss a single new video. And then thank you again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Aloha.